What's going on, fantasy football fans? It is Tuesday night, and that means it's time for yards after the catch. Here we go. We got waiver picks. We got to wrap a bow around week 11. We're going to be talking real waiver ads and ad nots this week. Look, we're not going to give you the BS or some of the other shows give you, or some of the articles give you, and try to blow smoke up your end and tell you that Taylor Heineke is the man this week, or Trevor Simeon's going to win your fantasy week for you. Look, that you ain't going to hear that on this show. I don't know. Roop, there it is.
Yeah, you said it right. I'm actually really surprised you made it past the real waiver wire. That was a tough one. I know I'd fumble over that 9 out of 10 times. I had to think about it.
I get lucky.
Yeah. Heineke is the starter, right? He's named the starter.
I mean, well, look, I mean, and we put this out on the page and stuff like that. Washington loses a second round draft pick if Carson Wentz starts 70% of the snaps this year. So all they got to do is limit Carson Wentz to less than 70% of the snaps. Let Heineke start a couple of games. He's won them. So until he starts losing them, all they have to do is save a draft pick. They'll still have to give up a third round one, but I'd rather give up a third round than a second round, I guess, from that perspective. So yeah, keep Wentz on the bench and save yourself a draft pick.
Yeah, and then play him next year or do whatever you do. I mean, there's a lot of quarterbacks
like everyone else.
You know, Winston wants to play. We got Sam Darnold starting for Carolina. There's just a chaos of like who's going to be, first pick, trying to go for that spot, you know?
Carolina's definitely making a run at it, that's for sure. The thing about Carolina is I don't think they're doing it on purpose. I really don't think they are.
Yeah.
I think they're just that bad.
Terrible. Nothing like giving away your best player. That's always the best part about that.
Well, I mean, save yourself the cap space, I guess. In 3 years, you can do something with it. Yeah. Before we get into waivers, well, gosh, there's so much. That's the thing. There's so much this week to get into because, of course, we've got college chaos. It's rivalry week. So plenty to talk about there. The last week in week 11, of course, is probably where we'll start. But, the trench has just wrapped up the regular season. We'll get into that a little bit. Yes, we're going to talk waiver wire because we need to talk about it because everybody's going to be looking at the articles and pulling up all this stuff. I'm going to see all this bull crap about people that you shouldn't even be touching. And you're actually going to think about it because it's in there and you just want to add someone on your waiver wires. We don't want you to do that. We want you to win. And Thanksgiving's coming up, Fat Thursday is coming up, and that means football.
So Thanksgiving is my favorite time. I said it last year, that Thanksgiving weekend, I love it. It's nothing but football and food, and it's my favorite football weekend. And what happened last year? All my teams tanked. So I'm standing by. I'm saying it's still my favorite weekend of football. I'm going to temper my expectations this year, and just like I'm okay with losses. I just still going to have fun and enjoy, and thankful that I'm watching football and having a meal. So we'll see.
Yeah. So before we get into those, let's talk about week 11. I think for me, the big storyline of week 11 is just how low everybody scored, how bad everybody was. I want to say there might have been one person that actually had over 100 yards.
A decent amount, yeah.
Yeah, like an actual decent day. Running backs, and that's been the story of the year. That's been the story of the whole year. Running backs, it is not a running back year. This is not your year for running backs. All-purpose yards, stuff like that, maybe. But yeah, your running backs are not killing it this year.
No, there's like a small handful of some, and then there's this big group of people that are just all in the middle, and it's hit and miss each week. Like, who's going to start this week? Like thing happened with Kenyon Drake with 20-something points, 3 points, 20-something points. Like that'll kill your team every single week. So
it hurts. I mean, you're sitting there, you're counting on these points. And look, Derrick Henry's got 181. That's good. Nick Chubb's got 172 very sneakily, I think, but that's good. Josh Jacobs, though, a lot of people didn't believe in Josh Jacobs. I was a Josh Jacobs believer, sitting at 160. Eckler's at 161. Probably would like a little more than that. Saquon Barkley. These are standard scores. Let's get into the PPR because I prefer PPR.
Makes a big change.
It really does, because that puts Eckler at 230.
Exactly.
So you go from 160 to 230. You got Derrick Henry up at 203. You got McCaffrey at 201. McCaffrey in the top 3. A lot of people said come back here, third. The only other guy over 200 at this point. Yeah. Josh Jacobs still sitting at 194, still not hurting anybody. Nick Chubb round out the top 5 at 187. But look, 230 to 187 from 1 to 5. That's pretty big gap. Saquon Barkley 183 right there. Joe Mixon, because he had that big 6 touchdown week, sitting at 180 at number 7. But then you got like Aaron Jones, Ramondre Stevenson, Tony Pollard sitting there at 163.
Pollard just had a monster game too.
Monster game,
38
as well,
points.
Fantastic game. It's like you said, there's 5, you can get 6 backs with Barkley if you want to count Mixon, because he had that big week. That's fine. He is in the 180s, but I mean, you got like 6 backs and everybody else is just kind of there. Dalvin Cook, consistent top 5 guy, definitely top 10, sitting outside at 11. And then it really just kind of nosedives from there, not necessarily point wise, but talent wise, in the sense that you got Leonard Fournette, Jamal Williams. Jamal Williams hasn't even played. That's actually not a talent problem, because Jamal Williams hasn't even played all the games, and he's sitting at number 13. So he's got 10 games. I guess he only missed a game. I thought he missed more than that, but let's see. Alvin Kamara, who missed 2 games, Antonio Gibson, ETN, Damian Pierce, Kenneth Walker. So, I mean, there's guys there you're staying above 100 points all the way to RB 27. So David Montgomery is the last guy to get 100 points. So you can still be over 100 points, but you've only got 3 guys over 200 points right
now. But you have to understand, a lot of those, they have a couple people in the backfield. I mean, all the way down to David Montgomery, So when you think, ETN had somebody there as well, and why would you like you're looking at all these backs, like you could start picking up backups. Like if this is what it was going to be like, I would have went wide receiver heavy for sure, but everybody just kind of struck out this year.
Well, and that was my next point. So you've got Eckler at 230. The next guy is Derrick Henry at 203. Well, let's go over to the wide receiver side of the house. There's 4 wide receivers above 203 right now. And Cooper Kupp's sitting at 201, and he's not even playing anymore. And then it drops down to 174 for Waddle. And we know Waddle's had big games, and he's still only at 174. But look, Cooper Kupp, who's now out, is 201. But Justin Jefferson, 215. Devontae Adams, 216. Tyreek Hill, 222. And Stephon Diggs is sitting at 227. He didn't do great for you this week, but every other week he's doing just fine for you.
Diggs will be going off this week. Go ahead and keep Diggs there. Hashtag put him in.
I'm just saying, write that down. But Christian Kirk's in the top 10. Amari Cooper's in the top 10. AJ Brown is actually sitting at 8. Little surprising he's that low. CD Lamb at 7. And then, like I said, you got Waddle and Tyreek Hill in the top 6. I mean, that's kind of nice if you're a Miami fan.
That's one of those teams that, like, can they make it to the championship? I don't think they'll make it to the Super Bowl, but we'll get into those picks here in a couple weeks after fantasy's over and start picking our Super Bowls. And but I have a good feeling of who I'll take.
Yeah. Jamar Chase still sitting at 14. Only played 7 games. So if your receiver's below Jamar Chase right now, you might not be happy. We're talking about Amon-Ra St. Brown, Ayuk, Higgins, Pittman Jr. Both Samuels are there. Mike Evans is there. What the hell? And then you've got a bunch of second tier guys. Aside from Juju Smith-Schuster, DJ Moore is also in there.
I think I saw something on Red Zone that said it's been kind of a down year for fantasy points wise, or maybe touchdowns.
It's got to be, except for a few of those guys. There's those top 5 guys. But other than that, usual suspects at tight end, Kelsey and Andrews. Andrews, of course, missed a game, but look at it. Look,
Kelsey's numbers are ridiculous.
Kelsey's got 223 fantasy points. Mark Andrews, number 2, where he should be at 133. It's 90-point difference. 90-point difference between Kelsey and Andrews. Hawkinson after that, another 15 points back. So, I mean, tight ends, like I said, stream them. Stream
like it's
away.
Kelsey or bust, basically, you know?
Yeah, really. No, I mean, 100%.
Quarterbacks. Picking a tight end after round 10, but
quarterbacks, of course, Mahomes is up there as number 1. Allen's number 2, and Jalen Hurts is number 3. No real big surprise there. Number 4. Any guesses? We've got Mahomes. We've got Allen. We've got Hurts. Burrow's number 5. Who are we missing from that group at number 4?
Jeez.
Mahomes,
Tua.
Oh, yeah, you'd think so. It's Justin Fields. Justin Fields is number 4.
That's because he rushed for 174 yards.
235, 1 point ahead of Burrow. Well, look, Burrow just had a 5-touchdown game against Pittsburgh, so there's a reason he's sitting at 5. Lamar Jackson sitting at 6. Geno Smith at number 7. Kyler Murray at number 8. I think that's weird that Kyler Murray's at number 8 because he hasn't had a great season. Marcus Mariota taking advantage at number 9, and Daniel Jones at number 10. Daniel Jones sitting in there.
He's got 10. That rushing potential as well.
175 at number 10, 270, 95-point difference for Patrick Mahomes at number 1. So spanning a pretty big. Well, no, I mean, if you don't have one of the top guys, you probably just stream them. I'd say probably from Burrow up. And again, remember, the only reason that Burrow's up there is because he just had a 5-touchdown game, and Fields is up there because of all his rushing as opposed to his passing.
You think Fields is going to slow down a little bit because his shoulder's a little hurt? May not.
I mean, he's going to have to. He's got to have to, right? I mean, you can't take the hits. I don't know.
Be afraid to
Mahomes, but literally, Mahomes has doubled up Fields' passing yards. Like literally, doubled up his passing yards. 3,265 for Mahomes, 1,642 for Fields. Allen, not far behind. He's almost got 3,000. Jalen Hurts at 2,500. So when you talk about passing yards, you go from 32 to 3,000 all the way down to 2,500. Although Joe Burrow's got 2,900. There's people with passing yards, they just don't have the touchdown. Justin Herbert has 2,700 passing yards, but
garbage.
Not what you wanted. He's only got 16 touchdowns.
It should be somewhere around
interesting
25.
Stats here. Oh, Justin Fields, 40 sacks. Still QB4. Still QB4. Interceptions, we know Josh Allen is leading the pack there with 10. But we talked about this at the beginning of the season. We talked about how interceptions are not the benchmark to look at anymore. All it really means is that your QB's trying hard. You got Patrick Mahomes, QB1 with 7. Josh Allen, QB2 with 10. Jalen Hurts, the only one protecting the ball. He's got 3. Justin Fields has 8. Joe Burrow has 8. Lamar Jackson has 7. Geno's only got 4. Kyler Murray's got 6. Mariota's got 7. Daniel Jones only has 4. Herbert's got 7. All these guys got 7. Everybody got 7, 7, 6, 7.
You know
8.
What's funny though is you can't, like you said, you can't base it off of interceptions because Ben Roethlisberger said a few years back, like, listen, of course I threw a couple interceptions. I threw it 56 times or whatever it was. If you throw, if this quarterback that's basically just throwing 20, 25 times a game, you're probably going to have less interceptions. You're throwing 50 plus, you're going to miss one once in a while.
Yeah, you kind of want to look at that percentage rate, right? Mahomes, 400 passing attempts. Allen's got 368 passing attempts. Jalen Hurts with 290. So big drop-offs there. Again, Jalen Hurts still doing the best at protecting the ball. He has the second highest percentage. I'm looking at Joe Burrow with the first. Highest overall that I see here is Geno Smith, 72.8. I don't see anybody else.
Geno's a lot better than what you thought.
Tua's at 71. But of course he missed all those games, and that's where he's still over 2,200 yards, still has 600 more yards than Fields does.
If Fields could just get a wide receiver that is his go-to, get himself a Justin Jefferson or something, I think that offense would be way different.
I'll tell you something else that'll surprise you. hold on. Number 1 in touchdowns, obviously Patrick Mahomes. Number 2, Joe Burrow just had that 5 touchdown. Number 3, Josh Allen. Then we go down the list. I'm not going to tell you who number 4 is yet. Number 5 is Tua Tagovailoa. Number 4 in touchdowns. Who do you think it is?
Gino?
Aaron Rodgers.
How? That doesn't make any sense.
Thank you.
I was swinging for the
You're
fence.
not going to get it. Exactly. You're not going to get it. 7 interceptions, 21. He's got 2,500 yards. Look, if you look at his numbers, he's QB 12. What are you getting? You got 171 fantasy points, which from Mariota to him, they're all in the 170s. And don't get me wrong, 12's like nothing to be happy about, but if you're in a 12-team league, should be on your roster. He should be starting, technically. And there you go. Kirk Cousins is only 14. Tua is only 15. So,
and Kirk Cousins is normally your 20 to 25 point guy. He doesn't really throw much higher than that quite often. Once in a while, he gets in the teens, but he's just that safer floor. Ceiling is they're touching. They're about the same.
Kind of like yeah. Like Kirk Cousins is doing. I would think Tua would be bigger if he hadn't missed those games. So I mean,
of course,
level that off. But your GOAT is sitting at 18, and the guy
he has.
Do you remember a minute ago who I said was the number? I said number 1 wide receiver was Stephon Diggs. Number 2 was Tyreek Hill. Do you remember who I said was number 3?
Jefferson.
I said it fast. No, Jefferson.
Jefferson.
No.
No, I don't.
Devontae Adams. Devontae Adams, number 3.
He just also
makes sense.
Game,
yeah, huge games. He's booming. Jefferson was 4. Derek Carr is QB 17. How does that work? How's Devontae? That's where
Devontae Adams probably has the biggest share of targets out of anybody besides probably Hopkins. Hopkins has the biggest share since he came back after the suspension. So
112 targets, number 1 by 6, it looks like. Devontae Adams, 112 targets. Tyreek Hill, number 2 in targets at 106. Jefferson, 105. And Diggs, 104. Those are your 4 top receivers. They are getting the most targets. But yeah, Devontae Adams definitely getting the lion's share over there. And that's enough to put him at 3, even though his quarterback is only 17. That's my quarterback. So there you go. So, I guess we're kind of wrapping up the whole season through week 11 with that point, but week 11. So we go into week 12, and of course we got to talk about Turkey Day. We got to talk about waiver ads and don't ads, but we got games coming up, and we've got some buys. I don't actually have the schedule in front of me. Let me pull this up here. Who's on buy this week?
Is anybody on buy this week?
I
feel like Thanksgiving weekend, everybody should be playing.
Everybody plays?
You
might be right.
I don't know. No, there is somebody on bye.
Is there someone on bye? I don't know who it is.
Probably somebody on my team that's really important. Hold on, let me check.
Probably is, but I don't see who it is off the top. I don't care. Either do you. You don't care who's on bye because it's clearly not anybody important. Thanksgiving Day, we got the Bills and the Lions. I mean, that could be an okay game. The question is, did the Bills even go home? And you asked it, did the Bills have to change locker rooms? Did they get both locker rooms in 2
I feel like the Bills, why would the Bills go home? Because they're still
that far.
It's not, but you're still going to you're going to go back home and just shovel snow and then try to get back to work. No, you got to be indoors somewhere. I feel like it would have been probably better to stay, maybe see if you can just kind of take over the locker room.
Well, you got to practice, I guess. Right. And so where are you going to practice? Because Detroit's got, they've got their own practice field. They got their little practice stadium there, but that's for Detroit. So I guess the Bills would have to go home just so they could practice.
Yeah. It's not a far little drive or flight, however you want to do it, but
not what I'd want to do.
It would be kind of fun to sit there and say, we're already settled into the home locker room, so you guys have to take the visitors.
Yeah.
And I don't even know if they broke any tables or not, but we'll see. We'll see some pictures, I'm sure, but
these stadiums are so big and stuff. You'd think they'd have like a spare locker, like you have a spare bedroom in your house. I don't know if you do personally, but people have a spare bedroom in your house. When you're building a multi-billion-dollar stadium, why not build a spare locker room just in case something like this happens? I don't know. Doesn't have to be like a fully functioning, super awesome locker room, but it's somewhere to stash a team in case something like this happens.
Yeah, a little extra, maybe little bunk beds or something in case someone needs to take a little nap because they're getting tired. But
maybe it's only got like 90-inch screen instead of like 105-inch screen or something.
Yeah, and projectors and or 10 screens put together.
Yeah.
So
get the budget version. But Bills and Lions, I know the Lions are at home. I get it. The Bills have not been playing very great, but I mean, you kind of have to take the Bills on this one, I think.
I'm still going to take the Bills. I'm not going to go against Josh Allen. The Lions look great, though. They're doing great things over there.
They're 4-6. I don't think a lot of people expect that happens. St. Brown is having, Williams might be back this week, which would be a huge boost. I'm not saying the Lions couldn't win this game. That's any given Sunday and all that. I'm just saying I'm probably not betting against the Bills in this one.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure we're both taking the Bills on this one. Yeah, I think I'm actually going to have to take a break from cooking to just watch this game, like maybe burn something. I'm sure
12:30 Eastern start time, so that's 11:30 for you. 9:30 over there on the West Coast. West Coasters, they get over on football.
They get football all day long, and they don't have to like the East Coast people. When I lived on the East Coast, I did not like the late games because, man, sometimes you're up till midnight.
You're up till 10, 11, midnight. Yeah, don't let it go into overtime. Jesus.
Yeah.
Giants at Cowboys. Cowboys are on a tear right now. The Giants having a great season, coming off a loss. Division match on Thanksgiving. I imagine that's the one they'll probably do the tribute to Madden during. I'll take Giants Cowboys all day. This is going to be a great game.
I think it could be more defensive than what people hope. What I want is like 48-53. That's what I want. Not just for fantasy points, just for the excitement. Unfortunately, those defenses are pretty decent.
They're playing well right now.
Yeah. So, I mean,
you're hoping for Barkley Pollard, and you're probably not going to get a lot of either, maybe.
Yeah. And Dak and CD, and it just, I feel like it's going to be like 17-20, I feel like
Daniel Jones, QB 10.
Yeah. Who's going to score? Barkley's going to get one and Daniel's going to rush one in, or somebody else is going to snipe one that you haven't heard of, some rookie or
Gallup might get something for you. I don't know.
Hey, I might put that on DraftKings. Okay. Then.
Who's getting the turkey? And for the last game, it's not a bad last game because you're already tired. You're already spent. You've had a great day. You might be a couple of sheets to the wind at that point, depending on what you're drinking on. You got the Patriots at the Vikings. This should be a snore fest. Maybe the Patriots have fantastic defense, so I don't expect a lot of offense out of the Vikings. And it's the Patriots. They have an offense. It does exist. They've won some games.
Didn't both these teams only score 3 points in the first half of this?
Something like that.
Terrible.
It came down to a punt return for the Patriots on the final play of the game. And I love looking at the Jets coach face as this happens. Like, really, did that just happen? And then the Vikings just got absolutely humiliated by the Cowboys. I'm taking. I don't think it's going to be great. I'll take the Vikings at home in this one. The last one, I'm taking the Cowboys at home as well because they're at home. So I'm going Bills, Cowboys, Vikings. I think most people are. That is what the lines are set at.
Yeah, that's what I would be taking too. I mean, normally you get an upset here and there. I mean, Patriots could probably pull off a defensive, dominance, but I still think the Vikings could pull it off a little bit. They just got to New England's got to say, hey, Justin Jefferson is their guy. Swallow him up and make him go somewhere else. So,
and that's going to be hard for them to do.
Yeah, Jefferson's a beast.
He really
crisp.
Is.
So, yeah, I'm the same with you on the picks. We're lined up so far.
Yeah. We'll get into some of the other ones, but let's talk about some waivers real quick because we need to.
Okay.
You kind of said it before we came on, like the waiver pool is not deep this week. There's not a lot of room in the pool.
It's been slim for a few weeks, and once in a while, we talked about Treylon Burks a little bit, and I'm like, maybe he can come through, but he's also not in a great offense. So you got to kind of work through that. And right now there's some people that are at the top of the list that you are looking at like, oh, maybe you got to temper the expectations. It's late in the season. All the teams are kind of set unless there's a major upset of like, when you lose Cup, who's the next man up? You thought it was Van Jefferson. Van Jefferson didn't show up. So
he did not.
And a lot of people
like
were diving for
points,
him.
something like that.
Yeah. And there's a few this week that'll be the same way.
Yeah, and the thing is like
we got secrets.
Yeah. You see a lot of people talking about Taylor Heineke. Look, Taylor Heineke, yes, he's starting. He's going to start because like we talked about earlier, Washington is one of the draft picks, but it's Taylor Heineke. And if you look at his numbers, they are absolutely dismal. They're horrible. So I'm saying pass on that. I'm hashtag write that down. Pass on Heineke.
Pass on it. You know what? If he was more of a rushing quarterback, like he started out and, winning those game drives, stuff like that, he'd be worth it. But right now it's a struggle just to why? Like, what is Washington doing? The run game isn't there. Pass game's not there. It's kind of a mess over there. The best thing about Washington, I think, is their defense. And that's not shining in anybody's light. So
no. And we love to see you too, Aurora.
Hola, Aurora.
Hola. A lot of people are making a big ado about Justin Fields being out. Oh my gosh, like there might be a good, if you're backing up Justin Fields, because we've all seen his, look how long, look, the only reason he's even relevant, the only reason he's QB4, that's right, QB4 right now is because of those rush yards. If you want to go ahead and grab the guy who couldn't beat out Justin Fields for the passing job, who happens to be Trevor Siemian, you go right ahead, because let me tell you, the little sites and all the little articles you're going to read and stuff like that, they're going to be, oh, you might want to look Trevor. No, don't look Trevor Siemian's way. Don't do that. Don't get sucked in. They had to make a list. They get paid to make a list. They threw his name on there. Don't fall in for that. You don't want it.
Unless your QB was Matthew Stafford, who was out a couple weeks for a concussion and you had nothing and you're in a 32-team league and Trevor Siemian's out there, that's the advice you can take.
Look, if
go for it. But other than that, just let it go.
If you're in a 31 team league, don't take Trevor Siemian. If you're in a 32, go ahead. I get it.
Exactly.
Ryan Tannehill put up nice points. I really like his name being on all these contrarian lists. Matt Ryan, I don't think he's going to get you a ton of points, but he is playing much better. It'd be nice to see him hit Campbell up a little bit more. We'll talk about that in a second, but I'm looking at some of these lists here. Jimmy Garoppolo, if you aren't playing Jimmy Garoppolo yet, I don't know what the hell you're doing. There's no way he should be available in your league. Derek Carr is on the list of waiver as we just talked about. Derek Carr being QB 17, despite having wide receiver 3 in the entire league. Derek Carr still QB 17. You want to roll with the guy that is QB 17, having the third best receiver in the league, you go ahead. They're going to try and hype him up. Carr has scored 18 plus fantasy points in 3 consecutive games. Okay.
A whole 18? Like a whole 18?
Like the entire 18 points. Yeah.
Yeah. Here's the thing about the 17. Unless you're in a league where a 12-team league where somebody's being a QB hog, then I understand you start in Carr, but
they're playing Seattle. Bet? They're playing Seattle. Seattle is averaging 15.5 to quarterbacks this year. He's gotten 18, so I guess you're looking to make a profit against Seattle. I mean, he's got Devontae Adams. Devontae Adams is number 3 in the league, plus, and he's still QB 17. So I mean, do what you want. You want to take a shot on Carr? I'm not going to tell you not to. I'm just going to tell you to leave Heineke alone. I'm going to tell you to leave Trevor Siemian alone. I'm okay. I'm okay with Carr. I'm happier with Ryan. And I love Tannehill. Tannehill, 19 points back-to-back. Okay, again, not huge, but he's got Treylon Burks back, who we're definitely going to talk about. Treylon Burks put up 15 points last week. And, I like Treylon Burks helping Tannehill out. Tannehill is actually somebody I went after last week. but didn't get.
Oh, okay. Well, we did talk about Treylon Burks, and he's finally back. I'm still worried and sketchy about him. He is the guy there, is what it looks like. So let's keep going and rolling with that. But like the tight end Greg Dulcich in Denver, I was like, okay,
2 weeks in a row,
12 points, 11 points, 12 points. I was like,
yeah,
I'm putting him in my lineup, 2 points. So stay away from my lineups. Avoid my lineups. But just got to pick them better. Like sometimes they look good and all of a sudden it's a great juicy matchup and then all of a sudden they fall down. So don't take this one game by Treylon Burks on where Tannehill's just tossing him the rock. You got to temper the expectation. Just because somebody goes off 1 week, don't worry about that. Maybe week 1 you can get excited because this is their guy. But this late in the season, even though Treylon Burks only had a couple games, just know what the offense of Tennessee is, know what the quarterbacks are, then you'll figure it out.
Yeah. So we go to running backs. Look, the running backs are gone. So you're trying to find somebody who might. So everybody's telling you to go Rachaad White. People have been telling you Rachaad White for a couple of weeks. So despite the fact they say he's out there in like 30% of he's only been rostered in like 35% of leagues or better. Rachaad White's probably not out there. If he is, understand he's going to split with Fournette. He's going to split with Fournette. Fournette, coming off a hip injury, he's feeling better. And they both have roles, and it's even more so when you talk about Pacheco. People are telling you to take Pacheco. Pacheco's not available in your league, regardless of what it says. But again, defined roles in Kansas City. Pacheco's the runner, McKinnon's the pass catcher, and they're going to divide that up. And if you played people in Kansas City last night besides Kelsey and Mahomes, then you understand exactly what I'm talking about. So to take Roop's key phrase, temper your expectations. For anybody in Kansas City, because Mahomes is just tossing that thing wherever he can.
Yeah, Mahomes is throwing a lot. Kansas City's backfield, everybody's living on it. Yeah, living on that dream of what Kansas City's backfield used to be. Any split backfield, we talked about it earlier, they're just a bunch of safe scores. They're not the winning score. So all these backfields that have 2-3 running backs in it, it's kind of tough, and you just hope you have that bigger piece of a running back somewhere else. But like I said, Kansas City, no, that's going to be a rough one.
So let's talk about viable, actual waiver pickup running back. So first name, 2 names you're going to hear. Big, Samjay Pirine. Okay. Pirine just got 3 touchdowns. He didn't get a lot of yards. He's their goal line guy. And as long as Mixon is hurt or they're, being a little gentle with him, Pirine is a good guy to have. But if Mixon comes in full force, he's fine. He's playing well. He's doctored up well. Then Pirine is absolutely worthless to you.
See, we talk about Pirine. He has been in the backfield for years, just sitting behind Mixon. Funny story, on this day, November 22nd, 2014, I was at the stadium in Oklahoma, standing out in the rain. See, it was an 11 o'clock game. Gates open at 2. Earlier for the students, a couple of hours. You had to be in line 2 hours before that. So I was at the gate like 6 in the morning, pouring down rain, cold. And I went to that game. And Samajay Pirine broke the record for 427 rushing yards that game, which was held previously by, Melvin Gordon broke the record the week before. And know where Melvin Gordon is? Melvin Gordon is released from a team. So the funny thing is you have this amazing back just sitting behind Joe Mixon, waiting for something to happen. He got 3 passing touchdowns. Mixon's like, how do you put 427 rushing yards and then 3 passing touchdowns and try to say, well, if Mixon's out with concussion, is he going to be the starter, next week?
And that's what you have to
do.
And that's what you have to watch. Because look, Mixon he rushed for 30 yards on 11 attempts, and then he had 4 receptions for 52 and the 3 touchdowns. So you take away those 3 touchdowns, obviously he didn't get anything, but they know what to use them for. He got himself 3 touchdowns, so you can get yourself a touchdown or 2. I'm saying watch the Mixon situation. If you need a running back, don't take freaking don't take Rachaad White, who's splitting stuff. Don't take Cam Akers. Don't believe all this crap about Kyrene Williams. Go ahead and grab Pirine. But nice segue with Melvin Gordon, who gets dropped. viable running back option, Latavius Murray. Latavius Murray is catching balls. He's running balls. He is the number one guy. Now, look, you're not going to get Pollard numbers out of Murray being the number one guy because Denver is almost a dumpster. Denver's a dumpster fire waiting to happen. The fuel, the dumpster's there. The garbage is in it. The fuel has all been poured on, and the match is just kind of getting held there. They are almost there to be in a dumpster fire, but Latavius Murray can actually get you something. He is your viable running back waiver wire add this week.
Absolutely. I've had him on my roster just waiting and waiting and waiting. I'm like, they don't want to give it to Melvin Gordon. Melvin Gordon fumbled his way out of a job. It sucks because he had that spark. But, as these players turn 29, 30, and they're running against these fresh, young, built 300-pound guys. It hurts when you get older. Things just hurt more. So, of course, he's going to fumble more, and you're going to give it to somebody else, maybe a little bit bigger, a little bit stronger. Latavius Murray is the guy right now. He looks like he's going to lead that backfield. He is already in my starting lineup in our league. Go ahead, you can look right now. He's already there.
You can trade him too.
Yeah. Just get the guy in your lineup. He's got a nice matchup this week, and he doesn't have Melvin Gordon taking, rushes and casts from him. So right now, as of on paper, everything looks great this week. We'll talk about it more later, but right now, get him in your lineup. Try what you can. If you're in a win now situation and your running backs are piss poor, jump on that train.
Yeah, Latavius Murray, actual one you can listen to. Wide receivers, there's some options out there if you're in the right league. Look, first of all, let's talk about Christian Watson. All right. First of all, Christian Watson's not available in your league because everybody snatched him up. And they were damn happy that they did because he 100% paid off another 2 touchdowns there. They got the Titans, though. Titans have a fantastic pass defense, and you don't know what the hell Green Bay is going to do. First of all, first it was Lazard come out the gate, and then Dalbs was doing awesome for a while, and now it's Christian Watson. So, maybe he has another week in him. I don't know, against Tennessee's defense, they're doing really well. But all the sites are going to tell you, you got to pick him up. You got to get Watson. You got to get him right now. I mean, I'm just telling you, you're rolling the dice. I'm not telling you not to get him. He obviously paid off. How long is it going to pay off? If you got the room,
Listen, everybody went out and get Watson. They're like, oh, well, maybe that was his good game. And then what did he do? He went off. Where was Watson? He was on everybody's bench. I checked several of my leagues who picked him up. He was sitting on the bench. What are those people going to do this week? They're going to slide him into that starting spot, and he's going to get like 8 points or 12. I don't know. I got to write that down. But, I'm just saying, like, I still think he's going to be the guy. But you have to remember, this guy also dropped some passes too. So maybe he's got that confidence, but he's dropped a touch. He didn't drop a big touchdown a couple weeks back.
I mean, these are the things. These are the things.
Don't. It's too late. You missed your shot. Leave him on the bench.
There are a couple of people that are like, well, let's talk about the people I don't like again. Last night we saw in Kansas City. Everybody thought Tony was going to be the man. I did too. He got hurt. I'm not putting too much on that. Scantling doesn't step up. Sky Moore has a great game. So now people are going to tell you, go get Sky Moore, go grab Sky Moore. You got to have Sky Moore on your roster. He's part of that Kansas City offense, blah, blah, blah. Look, if it's not Mahomes or freaking Travis Kelce, you don't need a Kansas City player on your offense. You are in super need of somebody and you can get a hold of Pacheco, go ahead. But everybody else, leave them alone. Leave those receivers alone because Mahomes is not targeting somebody. Mahomes is not trying to make somebody the next Tyreek Hill. Mahomes has 400 pass attempts to whoever's open. He's playing street ball, and he doesn't have a favorite. So don't waste your time with Sky Moore because Sky Moore had, 67 yards last night? Yeah, 67 yards last night. First of all, who cares? The 67 yards. Secondly, he's probably not going to do it again. Who knows who the receiver is going to be next week? It's going to check the shadow report. That's what you need to do in Kansas City.
Yeah, Mahomes' first look is Kelce. Second look, Kelce. Third and fourth look is whoever is open. So, and he's going to spread that ball out. He doesn't have a favorite after that. So, just stay away. If you can find that 1 week where that one player of that Kansas City offense goes off, fine. I know there's some injuries over there, but
everybody wants a piece of the Kansas City offense. I get that. But if it's again, if it's not Mahomes or it's not Kelsey, you're not getting a big piece of it. It's that you can get more value somewhere else. Where else? Hey, maybe it's in Tennessee with Treylon Burks. I like the Treylon Burks pick. Treylon Burks gets 15 last week. Is he going to get 15 this week? I don't know. Got Green Bay, though. It could be done. A lot of people telling you to go for Westbrook-Akine too. I do like Westbrook-Akine, but he's not going to be consistent. Check a shadow report to see if Akine is going to be worth anything this week. But Treylon Burks is definitely the man in Tennessee. Definitely could pay off. You're just maybe not going to know which week, but you'll get something out of him every week.
Yeah, I kind of like that. Is Donovan Peoples-Jones really available anywhere? I mean,
well, I don't know if Burks is actually available anywhere. I don't know if Peoples-Jones is available anywhere. Peoples-Jones is the next guy I was going to, so fantastic.
Oh, really?
Best co-host in all the land, because you took it right there to where we were going next. Donovan Peoples-Jones.
And this is not rehearsed, by the way. That was great. I don't even know how I guessed it. I just been like looking at him, like he's sitting there. Sometimes I'm like, he's getting like 14, 15, 16, 14, 15. Like he's just solid and he's quietly just under the radar. So I'm kind of impressed by that. So what do you got on him?
And look, the thing is with Donovan Peoples-Jones is Watson's coming back. So you know what you're going to get. I understand that, but Watson's coming back.
Good segue.
I had Donovan Peoples-Jones at one point in the season. I had to drop him because of bye weeks. I was way too short. Couldn't get him back. Look, 17.1 against the Bills on Sunday. He's had double-digit fantasy points, five consecutive weeks. Temper that a little bit. Go back and see what double digits is, because technically 10 is a double-digit number, right? So see what those double digits are. Okay, so that's why they do that to you. But he's got 30 targets. He's got Watson coming back. I think Donovan Peoples-Jones is a viable option if you got the space. League winner, maybe not, but I think he can definitely, again, win you some games or something.
Yeah, and I think there's that, I don't know, is he a rookie? David Bell. He's over there too. He's kind of quietly had a decent game for the Browns, but like you said, Watson's coming back. That's a big thing. This is the week to do it. I have
if you haven't already. I don't see, like you said, I don't know if he's really available anywhere.
Yeah, he's really well. He is in some of the smaller leagues. Unfortunately, 4 or 5 years ago, I put a cap on 3 quarterbacks in the league, so nobody was just kind of keeping it competitive and making sure no one's going to be the QB hog. And now I wish I didn't do that, because now I want that, because I could drop somebody, just bring them on right now, and I can't do it. But luckily nobody's watching right now. I'm giving you away what I'm wanting, and I can't do it because I have 3 other good QBs. So
also in the wide receiver department, Darius Slayton. I like Darius Slayton. I picked him up. I've had him for a couple of weeks. He did well for me this week. Wan'Dale Robinson has a torn ACL right now. We know nobody else is there to catch the ball, which is good for Daniel Jones. That's why a lot of people recommend Daniel Jones. That's why Daniel Jones is a top 10 quarterback right now, because there's nobody else there to catch the ball. So he has to run it a lot. But Darius Slayton, I like him. I'd pick him up if I hadn't already, because I did. He scored, again, double-digit points in 4 consecutive games and double-digit targets finally last week against the Lions. So check a shadow report, but there's no one else to catch the ball there except Saquon.
Yeah, isn't there like a Goddard or somebody, or Godwin or somebody else that's injured back there? I mean, just Giants everybody's injured. So Daniel Jones is running for his life, hopefully not tripping. And sorry, Daniel, that's the last time, I swear. But I want you to do great, except all your wide receivers keep getting hurt, and it's not like you're leaving them out to dry. So it's Saquon and Daniel Jones, and I mean, that's probably why we're not picking them for the win this week. But
Paris Campbell out there in some places against the Steelers. That's the thing, Ryan. That's why I don't mind Ryan this week, because he's against the Steelers. I don't mind Paris Campbell as well, again, because he's against the Steelers.
Matt Ryan's going to win someone a league, because if he that benching did him some good, because he was just dumpster fire before. And now
I hope so, because I picked him up.
Yeah.
And Odell Beckham Jr., keep an eye on him. Might be going back to the Giants. That would give them someone else to pass to, and so that would take away from Slayton a little bit. But
they were saying
all rumor and hearsay at this point.
Yeah, the rumors and hearsay. The thing with that is, they're saying he's not really going to be available till like sometime in December, which could be after playoffs. That you're not going to bring Odell back for your championship. I'm going to slide him into the lineup. It's not going to happen. If he's not on a team right now and like getting a few weeks under his belt, I'm sure he's working out and doing all these things. Just getting hit in a game situation is a lot different than just running on a treadmill and waving some. No, don't worry about it. But Dak Prescott did reach out to him, said, we want you on the team. So
yeah, Jerry has a way of getting what he wants.
Yeah, if he goes over there to Dallas, CD's targets are going to go down a little bit, and you got to watch that. So and Dak's going up.
Odell wants another ring, and he's going to hop on just like he did last year with the Rams and try and do the same thing he did last year. Tight ends, stream them all. Stream them all. There's nobody out there. I don't care. There's nobody and there's everybody out there. All right. A lot of people drop Dulcich. Maybe he'll come back and have a game. Jawan Johnson for the New Orleans Saints. Okay, go ahead. Pick Jawan Johnson up in New Orleans and then watch Taysom Hill catch all the tight end balls.
I saw Taysom Hill a little bit more this week, and I was like, really? Like, I dropped you because you
blew he's hit or miss. He's boom or bust. Yeah.
He is boom, bust this season. So
yeah, that's it. Logan Thomas is one I kind of do like. Logan Thomas is always kind of he has performed. He has put up numbers and stuff like that in the past. He's been hurt all season. He did play, looks like almost 68% of the snaps, but he only ran 19 routes because they were up by so much. They played Houston. So if you want to grab somebody out there, all the names that they're telling you, stuff like that, maybe Logan Thomas might be somebody you can grab if you really need somebody. But that's it. I mean, it's all crap. It's all crap. All those things you're going to read, they're all crap. Except for what we finally land on. Jimmy Garoppolo, Matt Ryan. If you want to take a chance on Deshaun Watson, but that's not even for this week. And I like Ryan Tannehill. He's putting up points. Running backs, maybe Pacheco, Latavius Murray, the only one there. Keep an eye on Mixon. P. Ryan could do something for you for a week. And wide receivers, if you believe in Christian Watson, you might get another week out of him. We love Peoples-Jones, especially with Watson getting thrown in there. We love Treylon Burks. Darius Slayton's fine as long as Beckham doesn't join up. Sky Moore, no. Robinson, no. I mean, what are these stupid names? They're just making people up. And tight ends, maybe Thomas is only one. Like, don't listen to all this other crap because it's all crap. It's all it is.
Double-digit fantasy points. Yeah, okay. Well,
article coming out later this week on True Serum Football. It will be there.
That'll be a good one for sure. So
pretty much everything I just said, though. So you already got an insight to the article. So that goes to what? I guess we're ready, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Is it time? Oh yeah.
Time.
Because I got a lot of college chaos for you.
Let's go. Let's get it. College chaos. Right. I love it.
All right.
I wait for college chaos. I really do.
So I know you're getting ready. So I'll just run through what we went through last week. The Cardinals, Louisville, upset NC State, number 16. And guess what?
Who called that?
I did.
You
and did. Cardinals won 25 to like 10 or something like that. So we got the upset.
Boom.
I wanted Arkansas over number 11 Ole Miss. You went Ole Miss. Arkansas won 42-27.
They freaking took it to them. And the fact that Ole Miss even got 27 is freaking amazing because Arkansas jumped on them fast and hard.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. Unfortunately, my other one, Utah and Oregon, got flip-flopped with her because the
rankings,
the rankings come out right as we're like getting ready for the show, and I don't have time to check it, but I did check the rankings tonight, just to double check to have some fun with it, or at least get them close, making sure the ones that I picked were still going to be upsets. So I had to switch my pick. So of course I picked the Sooners to upset Oklahoma State.
Absolutely,
and I loved it, but I hated it. Obviously. You know why? It was 28 points in the first quarter, the most 299 yards. It was great. It's fantastic.
Whole game.
The whole game is fantastic. You know what? The final score was 28-13. So it was a dumpster fire for Oklahoma for the next 3 quarters. They got out coached, or that I don't know what happened. It was just like, I don't know, everybody got cold. that doesn't fly. Like you won. Oklahoma, thank you. But man, now you're bowl eligible for the Russell Athletic Bowl or whatever it is. Great. But you pull a 28 point, that's not going to cut it. So that's the only time I was able to call Sooners getting an upset this year and actually, win one because we were unranked.
And I signed off on that. one.
Yeah.
I wouldn't bet against your team.
Yeah. You're trying to butter me up, are you? This week, this week's all about. But this week, I like to call a battle of the states because a lot of them
it's rivalry week. Look, anything can happen. Look, there were some fantastic upsets last week. There were throughout college football, maybe none bigger than South Carolina just oh my gosh, outplaying Tennessee. Look, I'm stuck in South Carolina. I got to watch this crap. But it was a fantastic game. South Carolina never let off the gas. There was never a doubt in that stadium that South Carolina was going to win that game, except right before kickoff when everybody thought that
3 points.
Highest score in college football last week by South Carolina against formerly top 5 Tennessee Volunteers. It was a shellacking. It was a clinic, and Tennessee just had no clue what to do. It was not a Gamecock fan by any means, kind of an anti-fan to be really honest about it, but it was cool to watch. I think, being in America where we root for the underdog, I think anybody that wasn't a Tennessee fan probably enjoyed that game. It was fantastic.
Yeah, and poor Tennessee season's basically, you would think, over. Hendon Hooker out for the rest of the season. I mean, I'm surprised they didn't fall farther, because when you lose your number 1 guy and you're a top 5 team, the guy that's carrying the team, it's kind of game over after that.
Yeah,
and that goes for most teams that are offensive heavy. Same thing for like USC. If USC loses Williams, USC's gone.
Well, I mean, and Georgia, it's too bad, honestly. It really is too bad to see a talent like that. Tennessee's been waiting a long time because they've had talent for a long time. They just haven't been able to put it together, and they were finally putting it together. And South Carolina just freaking took it to them, which would have been one thing, but then to lose
the
Hooker
QB
at the same time like that's unnecessary.
Yeah. So sorry, maybe you shouldn't have taken the goalpost, Tennessee. That's probably what it was, is my guess.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, shouldn't have thrown it in the river or lake or whatever
they did.
Yeah. So I got several for you. You're gonna love them. Washington State upsets number 17 Washington. I know it's updated.
I'm a Cougar. I'm a Cougar for life. I'm there. I'm on that. I'm rooting for the Cougars every time in the Apple Cup. Go Cougs. Huck the Fuskies. Here we go. Let's go.
I knew you would love that one. Like I said, Battle of the States. We got Kansas going to beat number 15 Kansas State. Might be a different number now. I don't have it, but Kansas coming back.
I'm on board. Let's go. I mean, this is rivalry week. I'm about it.
Anybody. Yeah. Florida upset number 19 Florida State.
Yes, I was going to bring that one up. I was going to take that one as well, so I was already on top of that one.
We are 3 for 3. Then that defensive powerhouse Oregon State number 23 is going to upset number 12 Oregon.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Oh, this is too good.
I am in.
I love rivalry week.
I can watch it. Rivalry week is almost better. Well, rivalry week is better than like probably 90% of the bowl games that bull crap we're going to end up having to suffer through.
Like, it's not the games that are like going to be devastating and like, who's winning. It's the flags that are going to be thrown this weekend for unsportsmanlike trash talk and a little bit of ankle twisting. Somebody's throwing a shoe. Come on, Florida. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, exactly.
Nothing like throwing away the game for just because you hate this other team. And I'm running out of states, so I'm going number 18 Notre Dame over number 7 USC.
See, you're reading my mind, man. I'm literally staring at it right now. It was definitely going to be one of my picks because I've picked Notre Dame in a couple upsets, and I've really tried to look and not just take Notre Dame every time because I knew they were going to. I was going to also suggest this one, so yeah, write that down. I am in.
Okay, and all of these teams, all right, we're on the same page. You're going to hate this next one because both of them are losers in this bracket. Number 3, Michigan is going to upset the Ohio State. And here's the reason. This is the upset.
No.
It hurts all of college football because whoever loses this game is considered out, because this whole time they're talking about getting 3 SEC teams in. Are you kidding me?
But God forbid you have 2 Big Ten teams in, and I don't care if they are the only 2 that deserve to be there. Look, you have a number 2 lose to a number 3. The loser is not out.
No,
the loser's not out until
slide to 4, maybe.
You get to the Big Ten title game. Now you can make an argument because Ohio State and Michigan play on the same side, so they're not both going to be in the Big Ten title game. And so, yeah, someone's going to get left out. But you're right; they're going to get knocked out. They're going to save themselves the time, and they're going to knock them out this week. And okay, yes, it's probably eventually going to happen because of the Big Ten title game, but it's bullcrap.
The Big Ten title game is going to be against what? Purdue or Iowa?
Somebody like it's
those are the top 2. Like, no,
because the other one's going to win. Like, they're both going to win. Someone's going to end up. You're going to have an undefeated team, or you're going to have a 1-loss team, and they're going to kick the 1-loss team out of Big Ten to let someone else in. And I don't like it. I'm not saying the other teams aren't worthy. It's just any other situation. If a number 2 loses to a number 3, they're not going to get knocked out of the top 4 until now.
Until now. And, Ohio State has the better offense. Michigan has the better defense. But the thing is if you're looking at the rankings, they're moving LSU up to 5, Alabama at 7. They're just begging to get a 2-loss team, SEC team, in the playoffs. And can't
knock a 1-loss.
Stand it.
I hate it. They're going to knock a 1-loss Big Ten team out who was in the top 3 to try and get one of these SEC teams. It's absolutely bullcrap. And then you've still got, let's say USC doesn't lose. Let's say TCU doesn't lose. Those guys deserve to be there more than Alabama does, more than, I don't know, LSU. If LSU can win the title game, then sure. But
if
LSU doesn't win the title game,
yeah, they're out. Obviously, they're a 3-loss team, but they're a 2-loss beating Georgia. So then you're going to put Georgia at what, 4 and LSU at 3? It's not going to make any sense.
But you'll still take the 1-loss top 3 Big Ten team and you'll knock them out. Yeah, it's absolute bullcrap.
And then USC. I don't like it. Why is LSU in front of USC? That doesn't make any sense to me.
None.
I know you have a great schedule. I get it. You're SEC. Everybody's on the riding that train. Or excuse me, the people that are voting for this, and I can't stand it. I hate the fact that Oklahoma's going to the SEC because they're so biased, and it'll be great for us if we're good in several years. But this is not how I want to get in. Like, they don't belong where they're at, and other people have 1 loss. Sure, you got garbage schedules like Clemson's like just walking through everybody. I get it, but you still only got 1 loss, and TCU sitting at 4. Michigan, Ohio State, 10-0. Why one of them loses still should be top 4. LSU is not moving after this week. It should not happen.
No, I agree. I agree with you wholeheartedly. Look,
everybody. What I'm saying is that matchup between Ohio State and Michigan, they're both losing this one because it's Big Ten's going to lose that.
I'm a big, obviously, diehard Ohio State fan, but you also know that I'm not one of these guys that's just completely outside the box. I know Michigan could win this game. We have holes on defense. I don't think CJ Stroud is as good as everybody says he is, and I think people are starting to realize that. He's definitely slipped in the Heisman race. We do have the best wide receiver core in all of college football. That's undisputed. You cannot argue that. And I think they make Stroud look good. And Stroud's not horrible. I mean Stroud's absolutely fantastic. He's just not as good as everybody tried to make him out to be. And so they definitely could win this game, but it's the game. Ohio State steps up. They win this game. And maybe it comes down to the wire, but I've obviously taken Ohio State. I would never bet against them anyway.
Right. But if Ohio State can stop Michigan's running back,
Yeah, it's going to be.
That guy's a beast.
And that's every year. Every year, it's always Michigan's running back versus our,
wide receiver,
second level and stuff. And then who's going to score the most points. So
it's not going to be as good as a game as last year in the snow. It's going to be a balmy 48 degrees. So it's just going to be your basic, Ohio weather.
I am going to take Oregon State over Oregon, 21 Oregon State over Oregon. I'm doing that with you. The
only one you were
said
off.
All the other ones. Yeah, the only one is that crazy one that you just said.
And I'm doing it for the fun of it, but I still think Ohio
like
State,
I said, it could happen, but I'm not going to pick on Tennessee. I think Vandy beats. But I'm not going to do that because I think Tennessee's devastated. They lost Hooker. I think they lose this game as well. But you don't have to write that one down.
I think respect.
Yeah, exactly. I think you really nailed it. I'm kind of looking here. Yeah, I think you got it. I think there's going to be a lot of other upsets throughout rivalries and stuff, just not the ranked ones. And there might be a game. Did I say Auburn over Alabama? If I didn't, I meant to. I'm taking Auburn over Alabama, 100%.
Auburn over. Really?
Yeah, Alabama's hurting so bad right now. And I think they try too hard, and I think Auburn wins.
You know what? It's in Alabama, right?
It is. So maybe I shouldn't have took that. You're right.
No, you know what? I'm going to jump on board. I don't know what time that game is.
Let's go rivalry week.
I'm going to go Auburn
3:30.
Also, just so Alabama can't sneak into the playoffs. I need Alabama to lose. So,
which is how Alabama is absolutely going to win that game. Watch the reffing because it will happen.
Oh, yeah. Don't give me fucking.
Alabama's a lock to win that game. I promise you that for that reason.
Watch the refs.
I want
yes. So what you're saying is the refs are going to win the Alabama game.
100%.
Yeah, of course. I agree.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying the refs are going to win it.
I've already seen it happen this year. So yes.
Yeah. Those are the ones I like. Yeah, you covered them, bud. Yeah. Boom.
Got it.
We're there. Ding, ding,
cheers.
Ding.
Thanksgiving.
Cheers, indeed. Thanksgiving. Happy football day. Happy fat
day. Eat food.
Carb heavy day. Look, enjoy your Thanksgiving. Have a great time. Oh, trenches playoffs started just a few hours ago. We are in the playoffs. That means in a 1 week, 2 teams are going home.
Yeah,
that's it. We go from the 12 to 10, just like that.
And we got all the wonderful people there, and 2 of them got to go home.
Fantastic matchups this week. Matchups this week.
I'm really looking forward to it. And the game breaker is going to change some lineups this week. I guarantee it.
Game breaker's fantastic. 3 players get doubled up on your roster. Don't have to be active. They can be on your bench. Any 3 players, double them up. You won't know who your opponent doubled up, and they just add to your score. It's just free points. And you're absolutely right. The game breaker is going to decide some matches. The game breaker is going to decide some people going home, and it's very possible that some people you didn't think were going to go home will go home. The trenches, fantastic. Make sure you watch it because it's going to be good. New episode. This week's episode should be coming out on Thursday, so stay tuned.
Yes, I agree. And Aurora says that's why she doesn't like Alabama. You're right. I think a game breaker should be how many flags does Alabama get and stuff like that. And we should mix that in one year somehow. A game breaker has something to do with an Alabama game. We
could do a game breaker where all former Alabama players get 0 points.
I love that. Absolutely. You know what?
and Michigan players too. Michigan players get 0 points.
Yeah. Anybody who got upset each week, those players.
Anybody that beat Oklahoma that year or the previous year, all those players get 0 points. Yeah, we can do the whole thing. Let's go. Appreciate you guys joining us. If you join us, even if you're just watching the recording and didn't catch us live, we appreciate all the support. Appreciate all the love that you guys give. And, hopefully we're giving it back. Stay tuned. New things coming on through Armchair Athletics, yards after the catch, a part of that whole program there. It's going to be a fantastic couple of weeks. The offseason is going to be amazing. And don't forget to catch the trenches. Roop, there it is. What do you got for us going into rivalry week and Thanksgiving weekend?
Rivalry week, Thanksgiving week, football week, food week.
Black Friday, tons of college games.
Yeah. Go shopping, spend money, spend time with family, give thanks. take time to just like wind down and relax a little bit. It's just enjoy yourself. This is a fun weekend. Most importantly, be safe. Like, don't be one of the statistics. Let's be safe this weekend. Drive safe. If there's weather, watch out. Like, just relax, slow down. The food will still be there. Trust me, it'll still be on the table. Growing mold. You'll make it in time. It's okay. Have fun with family, friends, watch football, eat, nap. I don't care how old you are. Take a nap this weekend. It feels good. But we love you guys. Football. Thank you, everybody, for showing up. Chris takes us home, baby.
I'm thankful for my family. I'm thankful for Roop. There it is. I'm thankful for football, and I'm thankful for you guys. Have a great week. Be safe. We'll see you guys next time. Happy footballing, everybody.